Hello world! Today I've got for you a tutorial featuring this eye look and the Urban Decay Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. Today we are going to look like Iracebeth the Red Queen. Hey everybody, Shelly here, and today I'm going to show you how I got this eye look. This is based off of the Urban Decay Alice Through the Looking Glass eyeshadow palette and the lipstick in that line as well. This palette is arranged so that each of the lines matches one of the characters. So this fourth row or column here is for Iracebeth the Red Queen. And so I'm going to use those colors and put together this eye look right here. So if you want to see how I got this look, stick around. Alright, as you can see, I've got my face on, I've got foundation, did my brows, I have primed my eyes with Too Faced Shadow Insurance eyeshadow primer, and we are going to go to town with an Iracebeth look. Now, each of the rows in this palette are based on a character. So we've got Alice in the first row and the Mad Hatter. I can't remember the middle. And Iracebeth the Red Queen is this fourth row, and the last row is Time. So we're going to be using the row for the Iracebeth look. There's this shimmer with gold tone, Heads Will Roll, then a dark teal called Bandersnatch. Salazan Grum is the reddish shade, and then we have a sparkle nude Royal Flush. So those are the main colors that we're going to be using to get this Iracebeth Red Queen look. She's always got like the heart-shaped hair, so I kind of did my little mini Leia buns, rabbit ear buns for my my heart-shaped hair, so that's what you get. So let's go to it. I'm going to start out with this top corner, this matte pink. It's called Looking Glass. It barely shows up on my skin, but I just want something to set down and make it a little easier to lay down my rest of my eyeshadow. So I'm just using a flat shadow brush to lay down Looking Glass all the way on my mobile lid and all the way up into just into my crease. It's sort of a satin finish. Maybe it's not quite matte, but it's not a sparkly color either. That way everything just sort of goes a little more smoothly over the primer. Next up, I'm going to take a tapered crease brush. This is the Morphe M505, and I'm going to go into the reddish Salazan Grum shade and take that into my crease. Now, these being Urban Decay shadows, you definitely want to tap off the excess because they do deposit color really nicely, and they're very pigmented. So you don't need a ton of shadow on your brush. If you overdo it, it can be crazy. So now I have hooded eyes, so when I do my crease, I actually have to take my color above the crease if I want it to be visible. Because when I open my eyes and look straight on, you can see if it's just in my crease literally disappears. So I need to go slightly above my crease in order to make any sort of color visible. So I kind of target my brush to sit into the deepest part of my crease so that most of the brush is actually brushing above my crease as opposed to sort of nestling it in my crease. So now I'm going to grab a blending brush that has no product on it. Let's see, Sigma E40 tapered blending brush. And I'm just going to go in here and rub-a-dub-dub, sort of blend this out so it's sort of not as harsh at the top of my crease or at the end. I swear the key to life is blending. Yes, girl, yes! Now the fun colors. We've got the Heads Will Roll, that sort of turquoisey color, and then we've got the deep teal. It reads like a blue in the tray, but when you swatch it out, it swatches more of a teal blue, so it's not quite as like navy blue as it looks in the pan. So I'm going to go back with my flat shadow brush, and I basically want... change my mind. Let's go with a small shadow brush. This is the small eyeshadow brush from Ulta. And I'm going to start with the darker blue, the Bandersnatch color. And we're going to do this in the outer... Whoa, it picks up crazy, crazy amounts of color. Make sure you tap that sucker off, girls and boys. All right, we're going to do outer V with this Bandersnatch. And I'm going to try as best I can to stay beneath my crease. And I just want to darken this outer corner. There. I'm feeling like in the future this might actually become a base look for for my Chicago Bears, the Bears. Maybe throwing a little of that Paradox orange that's in this palette. I could totally see this being a Bears color. The Bears. Alright, I'm going to grab that Sigma E40 blending brush again and just sort of blend these two together. Trying not to go into my crease. Keep it lower. I basically want this darker shade to transition on my mobile lid into that turquoisey shade. So now I'm going to go back with that flat shadow brush. This is just a generic Kashima. I got it on Amazon. And get that turquoisey Heads Will Roll color. And that's where all the fun is coming from. Packing this onto my mobile lid area. Now in my case, since I have hooded lids, I don't have to be quite so precise when I get up near where my crease is, because my crease just hides itself anyway. But you may want to be a little more careful about your crease, because if you're lucky enough to have hooded lids, you don't have to worry about it. It's probably the only time I would say you're lucky to have hooded lids, because the rest of the time it drives me crazy. But, oh, this is just a gorgeous color, you guys. Gorgeous. When I get to the blue, I'm just sort of blending over the blue, so I'm concentrating the color as much to the inner corner as possible and just taking whatever's left into that blue. Back to the Sigma E40. No product. I just want to make sure the edges are blending. I'm going to go back in with the small shadow brush and get a little bit more of the dark blue, the Bandersnatch. I'm just messing that name up. Bandersnatch, and darken it up just a bit from the color we lost blending. I want the transition to happen about a third of the way into my eye. And going to go back in with my Morphe 505, the one we originally used with Sal's and Grum. I'm not adding any additional product. I just want to blend that crease just a bit. And the other side. Yes, girl! Now I'm going to take that highlight shade, that Royal Flush at the bottom, and this is just a Beauty 360 brush that I got at CVS, and it's a little travel size brush, and I love it for my highlight. I don't know why, it's just this silly little shadow brush. I don't even know what it's meant for, but I'm going to do the outer part of my, under my brow highlight. Now, I stay on the outer 2/3 of my brow with my highlight because, again, I have hooded eyes, and if I bring my highlight all the way in, you start to see more of the droop. So I stay on the outer 2/3, kind of blend into my arch and then highlight the arch. I don't go all the way to the center of my eye because I need to lift my eye. I need my eye to seem like it's lifted because the hood, do you see how much skin there is in this hood? Like, this hood is very heavy and it drags my eye down. So if you have hooded eyes, little trick. I'm also going to take this in my tear duct and inner corner. Why does anyone else have as many eye boogers as I do? Oh my god. Please excuse the flaking that I have going on under my eyes. My eyes are still very mad at me from the high-end concealer battle royale, from all of the wiping I did of wiping all the concealers off my eyes in between. I hope they won't be mad at me forever because it's been over a week and it's kind of crazy now. Alright, for liner, I'm going to go actually under my eye with some of the shadows. This is the IT Cosmetics Smoky Liner Brush, Airbrush Smoky Liner Brush, number 125. I'm going to go into that dark blue Bandersnatch just a tiny bit and bring just a little of it under the bottom third, maybe 2/3 of my lash line. Just that outer corner, and I'm connecting it with the shadow that I've got on my upper lid. This is a really nice dense brush that works really well for shadow liner. It doesn't work so well for blending it, so I do need a separate blush brush when I want to sort of blend out the color underneath there. But it works nice when you want a thicker line. If you want a thinner line, my favorite brush for that is this Morphe 508. If you want just right under your eye, what am I doing? If you just want color right directly under your lashes on that lower lash line, I love that Morphe brush. But if you want a little bit more shadow, I go with that IT Cosmetics brush. This is also an IT Cosmetics brush. This is a smudger brush, I've lost the ability to talk. The Precision Smudger, this is number 124. I'm going to take just a little bit of Sal's and Grum, that reddish shade, on this brush. And this I just want to sort of give a little shadow to that blue. And this I'm going to take all the way toward the center. And lastly, I'm going to go back in with that same brush I used for the dark blue and get a tiny bit of the Heads Will Roll and take that just about halfway. Oh, I got a little darker than I meant to. So when you get a little darker than you meant to on one side, you gotta go back and get a little darker than you meant to on the other side. That is such a pretty color, I can't even handle it. Alright, time for eyeliner. I'm not going to torture you with my process of putting on eyeliner because it's painful, but I'm going to use Kat Von D's tattoo liner in Trooper. This is her dark black liquid liner, my kind of go-to. Be right back. Alright, liner is on. I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I'm actually going to use some falsies today, but I do like to wear a little bit of mascara on my natural lashes to sort of blend in with the falsies. I just got this lash curler. It's just Ulta's brand. I was using a Revlon curler and it just didn't seem to work. And I thought, what is wrong with this lash curler? And just from one time using this, I can tell that Revlon one, oh, awful. Oh, I forgot what it's like to have a nice lash curler, and I don't even know if this is really nice. What is a nice lash curler? Do you have any lash curler recommendations, people? I'm going to use Benefit Roller Lash, one of my favorite mascaras. I don't know if it's the brush or the formula or what makes this so magical, but I particularly like to use this mascara, not applicable today, but when I'm wearing my glasses and I need my lashes to sort of roll up so they're not poking the glass lenses all day long. This stuff just works really well. I wouldn't say that you can skip curling your lashes because I can't ever skip curling my lashes, but it curls really nicely, and in the case of wearing glasses, it keeps them from hitting the lens all day in my case. So but I wear this stuff all the time. I really like it. Whoa, globularness. I like that it separates, gives them a bit of length, but it doesn't, it's not super volumizing, but it's not like giving you spider. Oh, of course I stab myself in the eye with my lashes. This always happens. Keep a Q-tip handy, people. Every time. Every single time. But yeah, so it separates, but you don't get like spiderweb lashes. And it's a little volumizing, but it's not clumpy at all. Which, I just really like this mascara. I'm going to do a little bit on my lower lashes. Again, I typically stab myself in the face when I'm doing this. This is why when I do my lower lash mascara, I don't dip back into the bottle to get more on the brush. I want just the leftover of whatever was on the brush before, because I tend to stab myself in the face, and when you get that much mascara under your eye, you tend to ruin your whole look. So I just use whatever was on there and go over it a bunch of times. For lashes, I'm going to use my new favorite. These are by Ardell Natural. They're number 110. And I feel like they do look super natural. I could totally wear these daytime look. But they just give your lashes that little bit of extra length and thickness that they might not naturally have. I know mine don't. I'm going to go off camera for this as well because, again, awkward. Lashes are on. Now I'm going to go back in with Urban Decay 24/7 Waterline pencil in, it's called Legend. It's really black, and just tightline a little bit. I like to do this when I'm wearing lashes. I know it looks freaky that I'm just putting it right into my eyeball. I wear contacts, so I'm so used to having things near my eye that it doesn't really make me blink or anything. So I promise you I'm not touching my actual eyeball. Yeah, girl. Last up is the lip, and I'm going to use Urban Decay's Gwen Stefani Rocksteady. It's a dark red lip liner with my Alice Through the Looking Glass Iracebeth lipstick. These Urban Decay lipsticks are so freaking fantastic. I love them. The formula is great. I can't wait until the new Vice line comes out. Now, of course, the Red Queen typically has a little heart-shaped thing in the center of her lips, and the rest are bare. I'm not going to go that far with it. Oh, this lipstick is so great. It's described as a comfort matte. And usually the comfort mattes in most brands tend to not be a true matte looking lipstick, but I really feel like this looks true matte, but is comfortable. So there you have it, the Iracebeth Red Queen look using the Urban Decay Alice Through the Looking Glass palettes. One of my favorites. And the Iracebeth Alice Through the Looking Glass lipstick as well. Hope you like this look. If you would like to see more of these tutorial style videos, give it a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe for updates so that you're notified every time I put out a new video. There are new videos every single week. Hope you enjoyed this one. Have yourselves a good one. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.